4:40 in the morning. I've never waken up this early to go buy something. So, we made it to the mall. It's 5:45 a.m. I have no idea if we're too early or if we're too late.
If we're in the right spot?
If we're in the right spot, like what entrance to the mall does everybody line up at? We made it to the main entrance. There's nobody else here. But we don't know what entrance to go to for the mall. I've never been to a Apple Drop. She's never been to an Apple Drop. I've never even bought my phone from the store before. Hello?
Any idea?
This is a big day for us. We really appreciate you guys coming and celebrating it with us here today.
One more minute.
Thank you for coming, thank you for waiting, thank you for reserving. We are going to take in the first 4 customers, so if I could get the first 4 customers to follow me in, right over this way. Maxwell,
Hey Maxwell, Colin, how you doing?
Good, thank you.
There you go.
Zoe's? Mine. Zoe's. Wow. Most I've ever spent on the phone. $2,000. We just got back from the Apple store and picked up our iPhones. And thank goodness we came early because they're not letting anybody else in the building because the fire alarm went off. And now the fire truck is outside and nobody else is getting in. Now we're gonna go head to a park or something or somewhere and go do a little unboxing and we'll see you there. Okay, so I didn't want to just unbox it in my car because that would look pretty lame. So we've come here to this beautiful park to unbox our beautiful new iPhone 13 Pro, 512 gigabytes in the graphite color. You can see first of all, the box is like a lot thinner because they've taken out the power brick. They've cheaped out on us a bit there. No headphones, no power brick, basically just getting the phone. They've also changed from plastic to all paper, so there should be no plastic in this. Anyways, this is my second unboxing in a row.
Yeah, true, eh?
I'm starting to turn into an unboxing channel. Let's open her up. Some satisfying paper opening. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the cameras are huge. Like, I don't think it really translates on video because I've seen videos of these online, but that camera is massive.
Yeah, even just looking in here, it doesn't look that big.
It doesn't look that big on camera, but those are huge cameras. Like, twice as big as the old ones. Oh, it's got some weight to it. They've got the new paper cover. Save the environment, save the turtles. Ready? Very nice, very nice. Holy cow. Whoa. That is the new iPhone 13. Now, let's put it to the test. So, we came out here to this beautiful park here in Abbotsford, and we're testing out the phone. And so far, my mind is blown. I don't know if it'll translate on a big screen, but on this screen at least, when I'm walking around and I'm being bumpy and I'm on the wide, ultra wide camera, it completely eliminates all of the bumps. I took a video earlier and I was like, I don't know if I want to actually look at this and show Zoe because I was so shaky. And then I looked at it, not a single shake. It looked like I was on a gimbal. And then I did the same thing but in cinematic mode and I did a little circle around her. See the clip here? And there was depth of field. It was super steady even though I was really shaky. And the dynamic range is amazing. So far, really insanely good. I'm super happy. So, to prove how stable this is, I want to do a running shot where I kind of run down this path here and film through these trees. So hopefully, if this is stable, it won't shake a bunch. So let's try it out.
What do you think?
For how much I was shaking, it's really good. There is some jitter, but as I was running, I was like, there's not a chance it's gonna be flawless, but it's good. It's good. It's pretty good. What's next? Oh, cinematic mode, okay? You're looking at me right now, but me looking at you, you're in cinematic mode right now. You can see my lovely girlfriend, Zoe, in the camera that she's hiding her face with, which you guys are watching right now, but the background is nice and blurred out. So cool. Wow.
Woohoo! This is so dang pretty.
Okay, so I'm gonna do one more test with the stabilization of the ultra wide. I'm gonna walk as steady as I can, and we're gonna do like a cool shot of this river here and the sunset. We'll see how it looks. So this is the cinematic 3 times. It's a little bit grainy, it is getting dark. The side profile does look a little bit weird, like it might cut off her nose a bit as I'm filming. Yeah, see, it cuts off her nose a bit. But I'm sure that's the type of things that are gonna get patched in future updates. Nose jobs will be removed, but it's fairly stable. I'm walking without like trying to be steady right now. It's doing pretty good. Face tracking, great. And I can change all this in, in post. So it's a new day. We got the new iPhone down here at the lake. I'm gonna take some photos to compare what this phone looks like to my $5,000 professional camera, and we'll see which one does better.
A few moments later.
So we've been shooting for about 15 minutes now. I've been switching back and forth between my camera and the iPhone. One thing that I'm noticing is, although the quality isn't quite there, you can see like the pixelation a bit more than you can with the actual camera. The one thing that is really good is the dynamic range. So the HDR mode here on the iPhone is so strong that there's nothing that's overexposed in the photo. When the camera, when you're taking these photos, the subject can be quite dark and the background can be quite bright. And that's something that you'd have to fix in post when you're editing, but I have a feeling this would use a lot less editing to make it look nice. So we'll see when we edit them, but what you guys are seeing right now are just the raw photos that I've taken, no editing on them, so you can see the difference in contrast that you have between the iPhone and the camera, and let me know down below which one you think looks better. So this whole time you might have been able to see what I've been shooting on a big screen, but only now have I taken a look on the big screen and my thoughts have changed a little bit. Try and make this intro as short and easy as possible to let you know whether or not you should buy this phone. The truth is, the photos were a disappointment. I still think they're really over sharpened and oversaturated, and they just look fake and iPhone-y. So I would never bring this to a professional shoot if I was a photographer. I'm sure you could see it in the previous examples I gave as I showed you my shoot at the lake. When I showed you side by sides between my professional camera and this camera just looks like an iPhone, and that's okay because that's what it is. I wouldn't see myself bringing an iPhone to a professional shoot anyways because I'm sure clients would have some questions. But with that aside, the video part of this camera is where it truly shines. Currently, I'm filming on the iPhone. I'm not using a microphone. This background blur is all made just by the cinematic mode capabilities on this phone, and it is awesome. The video aspects of this phone is why I wanted to check it out and buy it in the first place, because videos you take with your phone are the most important parts of growing on Instagram these days. Posting reels and posting stories every day is very, very, very important, and having such a capable device like this in your pocket at all times to capture a moment and post it on reels or your story is super important. These days, I'm now even making money making reels for companies. So this device is the professional reels and TikTok device that I wanted it to be. I should say though that I'm not as impressed by each of the cameras. Starting off with this lens that I'm shooting on right now, which is the 1x zoom, the standard wide they call it. I don't know why they call it wide because it's not that wide. It looks by far the best. It unfortunately is the only lens that I'd use when it's truly low light. The other lenses start to get a bit grainy. Now for the ultra wide 0.5x camera. This is by far my favorite lens for daytime shooting. It gets you so wide so you don't have to do some crazy pan if you're trying to show a landscape. It's extremely steady, so for any shots where I'm walking or I'm even running or I'm on my skateboard, this steadies that all out, which makes it so much easier for your viewer to watch. You will never see a dreamy travel video on TikTok or Reels that's doing well if it's shaky. So it's so important that the footage you're posting is that steady, and I wish I had this earlier. The one downside to this camera is as soon as sun sets over, it's starting to get grainy. Anything indoors, I find you can still see some grain. It's not that bad, you could get away with it in a vlog, but if I'm gonna do some sort of cinematic video, I'm gonna want the best quality possible, and unfortunately indoors, it just doesn't quite cut it. Now for the 3x camera. I now have the camera maybe 15 feet away from me. I have to yell to talk to it, but the background blur on the 3x camera looks incredible. Okay, I'm back to filming on the 1x camera because I don't want to yell across the whole entire beach. But my final thoughts on cinematic mode. Is it a gimmick? Kinda. I wouldn't use it professionally. I might use it in a YouTube video because it doesn't look too bad, but you can still tell that it is digital. When I turn to the side, it cuts off my nose, it cuts off my hair, it makes it kind of blurry on the hair. It's not perfect. I am though excited to see where things go in the future. If you do get the phone and you are using it, I'd recommend adjusting it so that you're not shooting on f2.8 as the camera calls it. The phone does like to make the background blur way too excessive. I usually turn it to about f5.6 or f9 if I'm using the telephoto lens, because that way the background isn't so blurry or out of focus. I like super out of focus backgrounds normally, but with the phone and the fact that you can see some of these edges, I don't want to push it too much. Now, to conclude this whole video, should you get the iPhone 13? And my answer is maybe. If you already have an iPhone 12, I don't think it's that much of an upgrade. The ultra wide camera still isn't that great in low light. The telephoto camera still isn't that great in low light. Those are probably the two biggest upgrades that I wish this camera got, but I'm sure in future iPhone 14s or iPhone 15s, these upgrades will come. Now, if you have an iPhone 11 or X or XS or whatever those ones are, I think this is a good upgrade, but I wouldn't upgrade just to get the cinematic mode. I would upgrade because you want super steady footage, you want the ultra wide camera, and you might not have it already. These, I think, are the most valuable upgrades. The other thing that I want to mention is, unless you're obsessed with screen refresh rates, I don't think the Pro is necessary. My girlfriend, Zoe, got the iPhone 13, not the Pro, and the only thing she's missing really is the telephoto. Yes, it is nice to zoom in with the telephoto, but just think how much you usually use it on your camera. Not much. If you have the money and you have the 12, yes, you can upgrade, but I personally, if I had the 12, probably would have just waited till the 14. Anyways, with all that, I hope that helps in some way. I hope this 1 week of having the iPhone 13 can help you make a decision whether you're gonna buy it or not. If you wanna see more videos taken on this phone, more TikToks, more Reels, more stories, whatever, go follow me on Instagram. But for now, enjoy your day. Peace.